Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've ever listened to native English speakers and wondered what they mean when they say things like break the ice or cross an arm and a leg, you're not alone. Idioms can be confusing, especially because their meanings aren't always obvious from the individual words. But here's the thing, idioms are a huge part of the English language, and knowing them will make you sound more natural and fluent when speaking. In today's video, we're going to break down 10 common English idioms, explain what they really mean, and show you how to use them in your everyday conversations. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, these idioms will help you understand and communicate more easily with native speakers. Plus, I'll throw in some fun facts about where these idioms come from. So grab a notebook, take some notes, and let's dive into the colorful world of idioms. So, the first idiom we're looking at today is bite the bullet. This idiom means facing a difficult or uncomfortable situation head-on, even though it might be challenging. It likely comes from a historical practice where soldiers during battle or surgery would literally bite down on a bullet to endure the pain, since there was no anesthesia at the time. The idea here is that you're dealing with something difficult, unpleasant, or painful, not because you want to, but because it's something that must be done. It's about summoning the courage to get through something uncomfortable. For example, imagine you have to give a presentation at work and you're nervous about it. You might say to yourself, I know you're nervous about the presentation, but sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and do it. Another example could be when someone says he didn't want to go to the dentist, but he had to bite the bullet and make an appointment, implying that even though it's not enjoyable, it was necessary. Or consider, she had to bite the bullet and tell her friend the truth, even though it would hurt, because honesty was important. In all these examples, the phrase highlights that unpleasantness is being faced because it's the right thing to do or because there's no other choice. Next, let's talk about break the ice. This idiom is all about making a situation less awkward and more comfortable by starting a conversation or initiating something that helps people feel more at ease with each other. The term originally comes from ships that would break through ice to create a path for other ships to follow. In social situations, it's about starting things off in a way that makes everyone feel more relaxed. For example, Sarah could say, at the party, I told a funny story to break the ice, meaning that once she started the conversation, it made everyone more comfortable and the awkwardness disappeared. Another example could be, at the first meeting, John broke the ice by asking everyone about their weekend, which helped everyone loosen up. Or consider a third example. I didn't know anyone at the event, but telling a funny story helped me break the ice and start a conversation, showing that the awkwardness faded away once the conversation began. Now, let's look at burn the midnight oil. This idiom means working late into the night to finish something, usually because there's a deadline or a lot of work to do. The phrase comes from the time when people used oil lamps to work, and burning the oil into the late hours meant they were working late at night. So when you say someone is burning the midnight oil, it implies they're putting in extra effort and staying up late to get something done. For example, you might say, I was burning the midnight oil to finish the project before the deadline because I had a lot of work to do. Another example could be, she had to burn the midnight oil last night to study for the exam because she hadn't prepared in advance, showing that she worked late to catch up. Or, we were burning the midnight oil to get everything ready for the presentation tomorrow, as we were running out of time, emphasizing that working late was necessary to meet a deadline. The next idiom is the ball is in your court. This means it's your turn to take action or make a decision. The phrase comes from tennis, where the ball is hit to one player, and it's their responsibility to return it. So when someone says the ball is in your court, they mean that it's your move or your responsibility to take the next step. For instance, you could say, I've done all I can to help you with your job search. Now the ball is in your court to follow up with the companies, meaning it's up to you now to take the next step. Another example could be, she gave me the option to decide where to go for vacation. So now the ball is in my court to make the final decision, suggesting that you now have the responsibility to make the choice. Or consider he made his offer and now the ball is in your court to either accept it or reject it, implying that the decision is yours to make. Now, let's explore hit the nail on the head. This idiom means saying something exactly right or identifying the core of an issue. The phrase comes from the image of hitting a nail with a hammer exactly on the head. If you do it right, the nail goes in perfectly. Similarly, when you hit the nail on the head in a conversation, you're identifying the issue or saying something perfectly right. For example, when she explained the problem with the project, she really hit the nail on the head, addressing all the issues accurately. Or his comment about improving communication within the team hit the nail on the head because it captured the main issue we needed to fix. Another example could be, you hit the nail on the head with your suggestion to streamline the process, as it solved the problem right away. This idiom emphasizes precision and accuracy in identifying something important or expressing the right idea. Next is cost an arm and a leg. This means something is very expensive. The phrase likely comes from the idea that paying a high price for something is like losing an arm or a leg, two very valuable parts of the body. So when you say something costs an arm and a leg, you're emphasizing that it's highly costly. For example, that new smartphone costs an arm and a leg, but it's worth it for all the advanced features. Another example could be the concert tickets were so expensive they cost an arm and a leg, but the experience was unforgettable. Or consider, I really want that designer bag, but it costs an arm and a leg, so I'm saving up for it to buy it later, showing that while it's expensive, it's something they really want. If someone says they're under the weather, they mean they're feeling sick or unwell. The phrase likely comes from sailors who were affected by bad weather, which made them feel ill. So when you're under the weather, you're not feeling your best. For example, I was planning to go to the meeting, but I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so I decided to stay home. He's been under the weather for a few days, so he's been staying in bed to rest and recover. She said she would come to the party, but she's under the weather and feels too sick to go, showing that being under the weather means not feeling well enough to do something. A piece of cake means something is very easy to do. Imagine eating a piece of cake. It's simple, sweet, and enjoyable. So, when you say something is a piece of cake, you're saying that it's not difficult at all. For example, that test was a piece of cake. I finished it in 10 minutes without any trouble. The project was a piece of cake for him because he's an expert in that field. So it didn't take him long to complete it. Don't worry about the task. It's a piece of cake and you'll finish it in no time, meaning it's an easy task to complete. Let the cat out of the bag means accidentally revealing a secret or giving away information that was supposed to be kept hidden. The phrase comes from an old market scam, where sellers would put a cat in a bag and pass it off as a pig. Once the cat was let out, the scam was exposed. So when you let the cat out of the bag, you're revealing something that wasn't supposed to be known. For example, I wasn't supposed to tell anyone about the surprise party, but I accidentally let the cat out of the bag when I mentioned it to her. He let the cat out of the bag when he told everyone about the new project before the official announcement. Another example might be, she accidentally let the cat out of the bag about the promotion and now everyone knows. Lastly, when pigs fly is a humorous way of saying something will never happen. It implies that the event is so unlikely that it's impossible, like imagining pigs flying. For example, he says he'll stop procrastinating when pigs fly, which means he'll never actually do it. She claims she'll start exercising regularly when pigs fly, and I'm sure that's never going to happen. Another example is you think he'll apologize? That'll happen when pigs fly. To wrap up, idioms add color and depth to our language, making our conversations more vivid and expressive. Understanding and using idioms can not only improve your English fluency, but also help you sound more natural and confident. Whether you're trying to convey humor, describe a situation, or express a feeling, idioms offer a fun and effective way to communicate. So, next time you face a tricky situation, remember to bite the bullet or break the ice. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you found these idioms useful and that you feel more confident using them in your conversations. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Until next time, take care and keep practicing.